All right, guys. Hey, good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. We will give folks a moment to filter in. In the meantime, be sure to like the stream, share it, tag a friend, whatever you need to do to get the word out about severe weather this evening. I'm sure a lot of people are doing outdoor activities as we go throughout the afternoon and the evening hours today. And you can already see multiple tornado warnings out in central Illinois. We've got severe storms pushing through eastern Illinois right now. And certainly looking like these are going to be packing a punch as they push eastward. There's a new tornado warning right now. You can see on the Clarity radar that looks like it's for Oakland, Illinois, Newman, Illinois. You can see we have a tornado watch in effect as well right now. That includes pretty much all of central Indiana and northern Indiana. I would expect that that could potentially come a little bit further to the east. But all things considered, I don't really disagree with where the watch area is right now. So again, guys, be sure to tag a friend, share this video. It's probably going to be a busy afternoon in our area. And not just with the tornado threat, which has increased a little bit from what we talked about earlier this morning. Still not expecting a necessarily a widespread tornado outbreak, but certainly we've already seen it out in Illinois, close to the low. I think that a couple of tornadoes are increasingly likely across northern and central parts of Indiana. And I think the wind threat, we saw damaging wind gusts 50 to 60 miles per hour with the storms this morning in the Beech Grove area. If you've had a lot of rain lately, the soil's very saturated. It's going to be very easy for these strong wind gusts to cause tree damage and power line damage. And so that is something to keep in mind as well, is that the widespread nature of the wind gusts is also a concern with this system. So again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. We will get into the update here in just a moment. Appreciate all of you all again for liking, sharing. I see you all tagging friends. Thank you all. Let's get into it. So right now, guys, we have 4 tornado warnings in effect out in Illinois. These are the storms that will push eastward into Indiana and northern Illinois, northern Indiana, southern Michigan as we work over the next couple of hours. If we take a look at the current satellite imagery, we've had plenty of sunshine. The atmosphere is destabilizing rapidly. We have a ton of wind energy. The dew points, I know Michael was telling us that the dew point at his local weather station in his backyard in Johnson County was at 78. And so the atmosphere is very soupy. There is more than enough moisture to support intense thunderstorms as we go throughout the evening. The sunshine has only aided in that, and it's why we continue to think that the severe weather threat, if anything, is increasing a little bit. These storms will likely continue to intensify as they push to the east and the northeast as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon today. I'm going to time things out for you, give you an idea of what to expect. This is the HRRR model guidance from synopticwx.com. And I think right now, this particular run of the model is doing the best in terms of how this will evolve over the next couple of hours. And you can see here, it may be even a little bit slow, if anything. It's a little bit more bowed out, which, if anything, is a stronger damaging wind threat out towards Champaign and Urbana. But I think it shows the general idea and timing well. And so this is by about 3 o'clock. We're looking at storms working towards the Indiana-Illinois border. If we zoom down in here, Evansville, Terre Haute, wouldn't be shocked if even a little bit further to the north here, if there are some storms pushing in. You can see storms pushing into northern Illinois and scattered activity, guys, not the main wave, but scattered activity developing, especially along and north of the I-70 corridor. As we continue to go through this forecast, this is by about 4 p.m., guys. So 4 p.m. Let me see if I can put the time on the top right for you all so you can see it a little bit better. And I will move this over. Here we go, guys. Let me help you out. There we go. So you can see there, top right, I will move our 811 logo to the left or off the screen for a moment. So you can see 4 p.m., storms approaching Bloomington, storms approaching and moving through Crawfordsville, Lafayette, near Lebanon at this time, down towards Bedford, Jasper, Salem. We've got storms all the way across the state of Indiana. I think that in terms of the tornado threat, the closer you are to the low pressure system, the more likely you're going to be to see some tornadoes. And so I would be on the lookout, especially if you were in this area by about 4 o'clock for a couple of tornadoes. Gary, Kokomo, just to the northwest of the Indy metro area. Not saying you can't get anything south, but I do think maybe the more widespread threat will be in this black circled area. But a damaging wind threat will be evolving further down to the south, where we have a very strong jet stream that will be pushing these storms to the east and the northeast as we work throughout the rest of the afternoon. So, again, this is 4 o'clock. This is by about 5 o'clock. We've got storms over the Indy metro area, Kokomo down towards Louisville, Kentucky, South Bend, Indiana. We've got heavy storms across northern Illinois and southwestern Michigan as well. And then as we continue to work throughout the rest of the evening, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., out towards 8 p.m., could see a couple scattered showers and storms lingering across the I-70 corridor, closer to the low perhaps. But generally, your severe weather threat should be exiting to the east at this point. I want to show you all the wind gusts that the data is trying to indicate behind this and with this line. Number one, with the line of storms, you can click around. It's showing winds in excess of 60 plus miles per hour, which is notable for a piece of model guidance. I still think that in the strongest storms, there's the risk to see 70 plus mile per hour wind gusts as these storms move through. And I'll show you the highest threat area in just a moment. Look out to the west, though. Now, I think this is a little bit overdone, but it's trying to produce what we would call kind of a sting jet behind the storms themselves and produce some very gusty winds even after the storms pass. This may be, again, a little bit aggressive, but I would not be shocked to see 40 plus mile per hour wind gusts lingering, especially along into the north of I-70 as we go throughout 7, 8, 9 o'clock this evening before the low starts to exit further to the north to the east. So again, a very dynamic storm system that we're dealing with here that will cause probably some wind concerns, especially as we go throughout the evening hours today. Now, in terms of the tornado risk, I want to show you all kind of the latest data that's in. What you're looking at here are what we call helicity tracks, which is basically what the model is seeing in terms of rotating storms. What you're going to notice here in terms of the rotating storms, this is kind of your corridor in terms of the most widespread risk for rotating storms. Now, you can still see down here, there are a couple of rotating storms that the model's trying to see, but it's just a little bit more isolated in nature. And so, this area up here, probably where you're going to see multiple tornado warnings. I think it's a little bit more isolated further down to the south, but still a damaging wind and a large hail threat possible as we go throughout the afternoon. So guys, here's kind of the general thought. Here's the general thought in terms of the severe weather risk. If you are in the red area, that is where severe weather is highly likely. Where we're going to see the potential for 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. And I think that especially if you're northwest of I-70, that's where you're going to see the higher risk for a couple of tornadoes. If you're in the orange area, you're still likely to see strong to severe storms, but probably not as intense. 60 mile per hour wind gusts possible if you were in the orange area. That includes Louisville, Evansville, Fort Wayne, Kalamazoo. The red area, Lafayette, Indy, just north of Bloomington, Champaign, we're already seeing that out there, Joliet, Chicago, and South Bend, Indiana. And then the further east that these storms work, the more likely that they'll start to weaken a little bit. Guys, we're getting a lot of questions in terms of these specific locations. I'm not going to be able to get to every single one. I appreciate the questions and I appreciate the support, but I'm not able to get to every single one. If you want to get more specific details for your precise location, I would highly encourage downloading Clarity Home. There's a QR code in the top left. I know Hope has put the link there in the comments. It's in the post as well. Clarity Home, which you can sign up for at claritywx.com/sign up. It's going to give you future radar. You can zoom right down into your location. We're going to be sending you proactive alerts, our nowcasts that are timing out any potential tornadoes or severe weather. You can kind of see if I zoom in here. That's what we were doing earlier with those tornadoes out to the west. Specific timing of rotating storms. And a really cool feature that we've just added is we've actually given you the ability to override your silent mode on your phone if you want to, so that it's going to sound a notification for you if there's a tornado reported, a tornado warning, making sure that you hear life-threatening alerts on the Clarity platform. So again, would highly encourage you checking that out if you are looking for more specifics for your precise location. Here's a general idea of some time. I'm going to do the best I can to cover as many areas as I can. You can see here, Indy Metro, 5 o'clock, 4:30, Bloomington, Lebanon, probably just before 4:30 in Lafayette, 3:30 p.m. further out to the west, 6:30 p.m., Muncie, Marion, Madison, Indiana. Louisville, you're probably at about 5:30 as well. So this gives you an idea of the arrival time of storms as we go throughout the evening hours today. So let's see here. Yep, for sure. Yeah, it's only $99 for the whole year, and we're giving you updates directly from our meteorologists. We have a team of more than a dozen meteorologists here on staff that work 24/7. They do a fantastic job to give you specific timing details, especially in impactful and life-threatening weather. Just to be able to get an alert that says, hey, if there's a potential tornado that's going to hit you right at this time, it's invaluable information. And so definitely appreciate the kind words there. Again, guys, here's a look at the threat map. If you're in the red area, that is where severe weather is going to be the most widespread, where the wind threat is the highest. And that does include the Indy metro area between that 3 to 7 p.m. time frame. Right now, we're kind of fine tuning that and saying right at about 5 o'clock when these storms are going to arrive. So, guys, appreciate again all the kind words in here. Kathy Cook, thank you. Meredith, really, really appreciate. William, all of y'all being very nice to me today. I appreciate it. We're going to be with you guys again. We'll go back to the current radar here for a second. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning. What we're going to do here, I'll go over the future radar and some timing one more time. We're going to take a quick break, and then these storms will be right on the border. Once they arrive, once they're getting into Terre Haute, once they're getting into west central Indiana, we'll come back and we will start timing out these storms. They're going to move relatively quickly across the area, but I will do a quick little break before they arrive. But you can see here, again, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts right here. That is west of Terre Haute in east central Illinois. This is also responsible for a tornado warning here in Oakland, Illinois. And you can start to see, look down to the south, you can start to see this line beginning to get its act together and extending all the way down into southeastern Missouri at this point, with the biggest tornado threat kind of developing here near the low pressure center in central Indiana. Now, we could see a couple of pop-up storms, a couple of scattered pop-up storms out ahead of the main line. You can kind of see that here. If we zoom in, we're already getting that north of Greencastle near Roachdale. But your main threat will be back here with this main line. So I'm going to go back. We'll look at the simulated radar. We should actually have a new piece of model guidance, just curiosity. See, this is the problem. I'm actually showing an old piece of model data. So I want to highlight this real quick. This is the new HRRR run. It is completely missing. And this is the fun that meteorologists have sometimes. This is the newest piece of model data. It's completely missing some of these stronger to severe storms in east central Illinois. It's got the stuff up here, but it's lost. It's way underdone with the storm activity in southern Illinois and what will eventually be into southwestern Indiana here in the next hour or so. So just because we have new model data in it doesn't always mean that it's the best, which is why we send out those custom analysis updates on the Clarity platform. Because future radar, if you look at the future radar on any generic app right now, it's probably not doing great because the newest model data is not as good as the older model data. So that's the importance of having meteorologists to go back and say, okay, this older run is doing a lot better than the newer run. But again, guys, kind of timing this out, 3 p.m., that'll be when storms are arriving kind of the Terre Haute area, maybe slightly before. 4 p.m., you're looking at Bloomington. You're looking down towards Jasper. You're looking out towards Lafayette as we go through northwestern Indiana, Chicago metro area, potentially getting pounded at this time with storms. You can see some of these individual cells out ahead of the main line certainly would have the potential to rotate up towards Valparaiso and South Bend. And then for the Indy metro area, 5 p.m. here down towards Louisville. And then as we work towards about 6 o'clock, you're looking at Muncie to Richmond, Indiana, and eventually out towards the Cincinnati area as we work towards about 7 o'clock. After 7, again, after 6 to 7, should start to see some weakening, which is why that threat's not quite as high as we get into central Ohio. All right, guys, I will take a couple of questions here real quick, and then I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back on for the arrival of storms into Indiana here before too long. So let's see here. Thank you, Pauline. Appreciate it. What a fun time to live in a trailer house. It has been a busy year. There's no doubt about that. Let's see here. Are the tornadoes going to be strong if they happen in central Indiana? It's not impossible. It's always difficult to know for sure how strong a tornado can be. You can get a strong tornado on a day that doesn't produce a lot of tornadoes, and you can get a lot of weak tornadoes on days where more widespread tornadoes are possible. I think that today probably going to be weaker, but you could get maybe a stronger tornado in there. Stronger tornado being EF2, EF3 plus. I don't think it's going to be widespread though in terms of the stronger tornado threat, but I can't 100% rule it out. Lebanon, you're going to get hit pretty hard. Winchester, you're definitely in it as well. Southwest Ohio, definitely going to be in play as well this evening at about 6 to 7 o'clock. Do you think the southern part of it strengthens as it hits Indiana? I do. In fact, if we turn on the radar loop here, you can see that it is strengthening. Take a look at the storm development here just over the past hour or so. And definitely seen strengthening with this line as it pushes further to the north and to the east. I haven't seen a ton of hail reports. We can actually, on the Clarity platform here, this is one of the tools that's available. You can actually look and we can turn on the hail tracks. You can see there's definitely been some hail, but it's not super notable. It's generally been an inch or less at this point. So I don't think we're looking at a day that's going to produce huge hail, softball, baseball sized hail or anything like that. Probably an inch to an inch and a half at the max. Is a ditch better than your car? Yeah, if there's a tornado warning, a ditch is better than your car. Tornadoes, especially if it's a stronger tornado, can lift a car up and flip it through the air. You're better off being low in a ditch covering your heads. You're welcome, Destin. Will it calm down a little bit as it hits eastern Indiana? Yeah, I do think a little bit. You can see, I think your red area, again, is your highest risk, probably becoming a little bit less widespread or at least a little bit less intense as it works into eastern Indiana. But still, certainly, you're likely to see strong to severe storms. All right. So again, guys, here's the general threat that we have right now with the timing there. Again, we've got nowcast updates and specific timing. I see Matt working on it right now. More timing details going out in the Clarity platform. Real quick before I hop off, I do want to be sure to give a shout out to our friends at 811 Dig. Definitely with the potential for wind damage over the next couple of days. If you need to do any repairs, fence or trees causing damage, if you need to dig, be sure you call that free 811 number. It's available in every state. And I think it's certainly worth keeping in mind too with power lines down. Be sure to call local authorities, call your energy company. You can also see debris and whatnot falling on gas meters and gas lines and stuff. And if you smell gas, be sure to call your local utility company for that as well. So practicing safe repair practices, I guess, if you will, with the 811 Dig initiative. So guys, thank you all so much. Let's see. Somebody asked, does BAM stand for Brett and Michael? No, Brantley, BAM stands for Brian, Amanda, and Michael, the founders of the company. Michael's actually on vacation, and so I'll be filling in for him today. John will be doing our client live stream that will be starting up here before too long. So, guys, thank you all again. We will be back. Be sure to scan that QR code to get Clarity home, and we will chat soon.